silver mine was that a white girl was held captive by the natives up here on Brown's Mountain and held hostage in their silver mine while they worked the metal. And apparently, because it was fall, she could see out to Pictou Harbor in the Miragamish, which I just showed you in the video. So I've been following the clues here for a couple years, exploring the hills and the valleys. And I finally narrowed down my search and found the cave today. It's a pretty interesting little spot. So I was searching for another cave. Here it is. I was searching for another cave in the area called the Barnabas McGee Cave, who apparently Barnabas McGee was the first settler at Bailey's Brook and had spent his first winter in a cave. I spent many years up on Piedmont looking for that, still haven't found anything up there. And then I heard of the legend of Polly's silver mine, so I started looking together into that, and I made a connection between her and Barnabas McGee. And Barnabas McGee had a daughter named Polly, and apparently her mom had died when she was young, and Barnabas and her older brother died on their way to Newfoundland, and apparently she was raised by the Mi'kmaq here in Pictou County. And I think the story kind of got out of whack, and this is indeed the cave that they're talking about in both stories. They're probably one and the same cave, and I think this is it. It's a pretty interesting cave. The story says that it's water filled, and there's a pond in the back of it, which there is a small pond. It doesn't seem to be draining very fast. But it's pretty interesting. It looks more natural to me than quarried though. It goes in quite deep. I haven't been to the back of it yet, but I came down to the pond, and I'm sorry about the lighting because I know it's terrible. I didn't expect to find it again, but I did. And I'll definitely be coming back to take a better video for everybody. I don't know what you're going to see, if anything, in this video. Maybe I'll turn around and take a view of the front there to see. It's a fairly nice cave. The ceiling looks really solid. I've been looking for archaeological evidence in these caves of our people, and I'm sure if I come back here with some better lightings, I'll probably find something here. Wow, this is really interesting rock. Lots of porcupine dung in the cave. Whoa! Smacked my head on a rock. Can't really see how deep it goes with this poor light that I have, but it does seem to go back a little ways. There's some logs here that go across the pond, but I'm not going to venture across today. I've got no gear, improper lighting. But I'm glad to have finally found the cave, because I think this is probably the same cave that they're talking about in the old stories. And I've been looking for this place for years. Process of elimination basically is how I found it. I kept trudging up and down the gorges, eliminating place after place, trying to put all the pieces of the puzzles together, and here it is. Look, there's an old carving, I think. Oh, maybe not. There's got to be some in here somewhere. Huh. Almost looks like a bear paw. Could be just raccoon prints trying to climb up the rock too, maybe. An old beer bottle. Huh. What an interesting little cave. I wonder how deep it goes back. The water don't look too deep. From my guess, I'm looking at least 30 feet back that way, but it kind of looks choked off in this dim light. I don't see any bats in here. Although it might possibly contain some in the back of the cave. It probably keeps above freezing. If there's water flowing through it, there's a chance. Wow. Yeah, I could probably see somebody wintering in the cave, spending a winter in here. This is probably the same cave, Barnabas McGee Cave. Polly's silver mine too. That was pretty interesting. And I started running out of resources to run off of clues, and I kind of started looking into Barnabas's bloodlines to see if I could find any more information, and I come across Polly. Polly was his daughter. So I kind of figured there had to be a connection in this. And putting all the pieces of the puzzle together, I finally found it. Sweet. One more cave on my list. Probably the hardest cave I've ever had to locate yet. It's kind of gross going through the porcupine dung, but I've got a fresh set of clothes in the truck, so whatever. Found the cave, that's all that matters. The rock is really interesting. I'm no mineralogist or anything, but I'm going to check into this. I heard there were some prospectors up in the area lately. Checking this place out. Cool. Polly's silver mine up on Browns Mountain, Pictou County.